Hello and welcome to another episode of my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode playthrough, episode number 4 today for the Spanish Grand Prix in Season 1 still. Last episode we were at Portugal, for the people who remember. It's been a few weeks, I'm sorry, but we're back. And if you remember that race, Mazepin spun around after hitting Hamilton, I think while being lapped. And that spun us out, therefore we finished in P20 and we're taking a quick look at the standings because we dropped all the way down to P8. We only got 2 days of free time this time, so we're just going to go with the G-Force training to boost Jack Aitken just oh so slightly. And we're quickly going to go through the research and development, but we've got already everything planned, except for aerodynamics and durability, I think. So we're going to buy this minor drag reduction upgrade, which is coming after this race, just before the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, of course. And we're going to buy the ICE durability upgrade, but let's take a quick look at the progress history, because just like last episode, I think, Haas is still making progress. The field is so closely together. It's actually really surprising that we're already seeing such a big difference in, well, the first 4 races of the season. And I can tell you, I've already recorded the 5th episode as well, and it's gonna get even more crazy. So we've got this weird kind of dilemma. Either we do something negative to Aitken, or we just do nothing. So this was a pretty obvious choice for me. We're just going to decline this, because, I mean, why would you agree with that? It makes no sense. So we're just going to go then. Advance time. We're going into practice. I'll take you through the results. Let's go. Alright, after practice then, of course, I get everything done. And Jack Aitken is once again lacking. Only 100 resource points. And I think I mentioned this last episode, but I want to see if we can replace Jack Aitken halfway through the season. So I want to see if we can hire like a low field driver, like maybe George Russell or Nicholas Latifi or someone lower in the field, and just replace him halfway through, because, well, we all know that F2 drivers are pretty shit. So that's the plan I still have. My mind is going to Nicholas Latifi right now. But it's really going to depend on how much money we have halfway through the season. And, well, this is episode 4, so we still got 4 more to go. But we'll see, you know, we'll get through it. Well, let's go to qualifying then for the Spanish Grand Prix. Right, welcome to the box then. We're here for Q1. Of course, we're pretty used to getting through to Q2, so, I mean, this isn't too much of an important session, I guess. It can get close sometimes, but we're still here. We're going to reduce the fuel as much as possible, of course. We're just going to go out for our first lap, and we're here already at the end, of course. The magic of editing, as we go through the final bend onto the straight. We've got an AlphaTauri behind us, but he hasn't really been much of a bother. So we're here then on the final straight, and it's going to be a pretty decent time, faster than Mazepin, but somehow still slower than Schumacher and Russell. It wasn't the best lap I've ever done. So we're going to speed through them, and we're just above Jack Aitken right now in P19. So we are going to have to go through for a second lap then, surprisingly. So we go out then, here we are, we've already gained 5 tenths as we approach the kind of weird chicane. I don't know what it is, everyone hates it around Spain, we all hate Spain for some reason. I actually used to go pretty well around Spain, it's not my worst track, it still isn't. But yeah, I don't know. 5 tenths gained, P15 right now. It's gonna be very, very close. And I wonder, did we make it? Did we make it? We just about make it. P16. Mick Schumacher actually really surprising in P18. So we're already seeing the Haas pretty, yeah, growing actually. Of course, Nikita Mazepin is still not performing, but I mean, who's surprised by that? But Schumacher doing a really good job pulling that Haas all the way up into P18 then. But here we are for our Q2 lap. No box scenes this time. There's not really a reason. So we're here for Q2, and we once again got an AlphaTauri behind us actually, which is pretty funny. I didn't even notice that while editing. But here we are then, just slower than Vettel. It's going to be P7, but we did that lap on a scrub set of softs, because of course we only got 1 set left for this session. So we do improve by another 5 tenths here as we gain a lot of time through the final bend. It's almost 6 tenths up now, 6.5 tenths actually, so that's going to bring us up quite a bit I hope, but no, it's just going to be P16. But I'm still fast. I've got enough fuel for a second lap. So we go out again. Almost another 3 tenths saved them. And we lose 1 more tenth in the last bend. So we're now another 2 tenths saved. And it might just bring us up 1 or 2 positions. I'm not sure. I really hope it does. And it's going to be P16 in the end. It's been futile. But we did put in the extra lap. We almost made it. We've got 3 people on mediums actually in the top 10, so that's going to be surprising to see how that goes in the race. But we're in P16. Jack Aitken is in P19. Let's see how it goes. Let's go to the race. And let's see if maybe we're in for some points today.
Welcome along then to what promises to be another fascinating Spanish Grand Prix. A race which saw Max Verstappen win on his first ever appearance with the Red Bull team in 2016. This after the dramatic coming together of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg on the first lap. Will we see more moments for the scrapbook here today? The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, a track that will certainly force the drivers to push themselves. It consists of a very impressive main straight going into turn 1. It's a straight that also offers a DRS zone, so it's likely to be a hot spot for overtakes. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Daniel Ricciardo, and Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Ocon, Tsunoda, and Sergio Perez. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Vettel, Bottas, Kimi Raikkonen and Stroll, the Rainmaster, Sainz, Antonio Giovinazzi and Mick Schumacher, Aitken, Russell, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Welcome to the grid then, we're here for the Spanish Grand Prix, and as you can see just now, we've got 3 penalties from Bottas, Perez and Sainz. Carlos Sainz being the only one who actually lines up behind us, so we're actually starting in P15 now rather than 16. That might give us a good boost. But the advantage of starting outside of the top 10 is that we can do a medium to hard strategy, so we're here for the 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go. We've got Stroll on the right, it's a pretty good start for us actually, a lot faster than Stroll. He might just have had a bad start. Sainz is of course on the back, but that's expected because he's in a Ferrari. We're taking our time here. We're sitting on the back of Raikkonen, Vettel and Bottas, not being too quick. Almost still making contact with Raikkonen there. It's been really close. But we do cut it off then and take a little gravel as we have to return 2 positions for corner cutting. But we do overtake Raikkonen again then, as we're now looking on the back of Bottas, already up into P12. So we've got 3 positions into the first sector only. We're looking on the back of Bottas. Can we make an overtake? I don't know. He's on used mediums, I'm on new mediums, but of course his Mercedes is way faster than me. We're trying to make a move around the outside then, don't quite get to do it. Into the uphill section, which I think have spun out a lot of people, especially Formula 1 players of course, on the game, have spun out there. But here we are then onto the straight, no DRS yet, as it's of course clearly the first lap. But we are going to be using as much ERS as possible then. Maybe make a dive bomb into the hairpin. And we do make a dive bomb. Also touching Tsunoda a bit. Taking the bullet with us. And this section as well of the track, of course. We haven't really been here yet through this video. But it's a devil section, man. I've spun here a lot of times. Of course, through the magic of editing, you don't get to see that. But let me tell you, I've spun there a couple times. But here we are then. We've overtaken Bottas actually through that section. In the hairpin, of course. So we're now on the back of Tsunoda as I do take a quick look at my wing, because I'm feeling like I don't have all the downforce I used to have. But of course you also got the additional fuel in the car, so that could also be a reason. As Bottas is now creeping on our inside into turn 1 then, as we've completed the first lap already. Can we keep him behind? Are we going to spin him out or something? I don't know what we're going to do. We're taking the long way around once again. As Bottas has now also been overtaken by Vettel, surprisingly, because we pushed him wide a little. So we've now got Vettel in the back rather than Bottas. But I don't think that's going to be for too long. But here we are then on the end of lap 3 now. We've still got Vettel and Bottas behind. We're fast. We've got 2 green sectors already. And it is going to be a third one then. 5/10 gained. Still in P11. No one has pit. We're just kind of chilling, I guess. But here's Vettel then. Also the same way Bottas did it. Just a little further ahead. But here we are then. We once again take the long way around. But try to stick to the racing line. But it is going to cost us that position then. Vettel will now be ahead of us. And we just don't have the downforce or the speed for this corner. It's a very specific corner, as a lot of you might know, so if you don't enter it correctly, you will be fucked all the way throughout the corner, and well, I didn't take it right, so we did get fucked. But we're still on the back of Vettel then. Maybe we can make a quick dive around the inside on the hairpin again, maybe later, as we go into the uphill section once more. Still got Bottas behind, but we take some grass there, not too much, it's fine really. But here we are then, through the final bend on lap 5, onto lap 6 already, as we're still going green, we're still going fast, but that last sector was pretty bad for us. We're in P12 now, as Bottas is once again going to make a dive around the inside on turn 1, and he is going to finish the move this time. Of course, he's still in that Mercedes, he's still on the mediums, and we've now got Sainz behind on the softs actually, because of course he did qualify within the top 10, but he got a penalty, so he was outside the top 10, so he was forced to start on soft still, and he's now in our inside here as we go through kind of an extended hairpin, I guess, I don't know what to really call it, but we take a lot of gravel and grass there, which kind of already fucks up our position. So we're now down to P14, and we've got Raikkonen on the back, and Stroll just so far behind. And now we've got quite the gap. We're running out of ERS here, but we're on the straight on lap 7 then, as a lot of people are coming in, so we're up into P10 then. And these people that just went in are on the 2 stop, while we're on the 1 stop, so that's actually quite promising that we're already in P10, and they've already stopped. But on the end of lap 7 then, onto lap 8, we see Sainz in the pits now, and I think there's someone else up the road. Yep, the McLaren of Norris is up there as well. So that's 2 more free positions, as we're now up into P8 into lap 8 out of 33. And we've got Bottas and Vettel now 2 seconds ahead, so we're not going to catch up to them. But the end of lap 8 then onto lap 9, Raikkonen is going to be overtaking us through the inside, just the way Vettel and Bottas did it. It's really a weak point of me. The car isn't too fast yet, of course. We're still pretty new to the sport really, so it's quite not really surprising that they all overtake us so easily on the top speed. But we are going to be improving on the top speed massively, of course, throughout the entire season. So I'm a guy who really enjoys top speed over aerodynamics. I'm better on the straights than on the corners, so that's what I'm going to be focusing on. I've not really told you that before. But we're going to make a massive dive around the inside at the hairpin then on Raikkonen. Not really clean or anything. Definitely not proud of that move. But we're going to have to do that. We are going to stay behind then in P8 still. But we are going to be making our own stop soon. Because, well, I'm feeling the tire wear. We're on mediums, of course, but the tire wear is already very high, as we've taken a couple of gravel traps, some grass, and we've been fighting pretty hard. So we're already pretty high on tire wear then. We might be able to extend it a couple more laps, but we'll have to see, as Raikkonen is once again making a dart around the inside. And Stroll is now actually looking as well, but I didn't see Stroll here. So we are going to be making a little bit of contact down with him on the inside. I don't know if he has damage from this, but I didn't see him. I was still paying attention to Raikkonen. I was planning to make a dive bomb, but Stroll was just there all of a sudden. So I'm sorry, but I just really didn't see him. So on the end of lap 12 now, we've now got Norris on our back as well. He's of course made that first stop already, as we take some gravel, which is, we're just digging our own grave pretty much. That gravel trap has completely screwed us over. We're down to P10 now, 8.7 seconds behind, so he's not going to be much of a bother. But we're here with Norris now, not making a dive bomb, not risking it, just accepting that he's way faster than me. He's on a different strategy, as I almost take some more gravel actually. I'm really struggling on these tires, I really am. And look at my tire wear, we've got 44% on the front left tire. So we're going to make the decision to box this lap then, because I can't hold out much longer. We're going to hards anyway, so they can go a very long distance, of course. So at the end of that lap then, we take another bollard with us, but we are here for the pit stop. Shouldn't have a wing change, because I don't think we do have damage, and if we do have damage, only slight damage, so the automatic wing changer shouldn't pick it up. But we're here then, nobody is with us for now. Aitken is going to pass us, Schumacher is going to pass us, who's actually flying up in P11 proudly. That's quite interesting. But here we are then, indeed, no front wing, a set of hard tires. It's a pretty slow stop actually, 3.1, that's, well, almost terrible. But Stroll is down in P22, so I guess we did make contact with him, because he has switched the front wing then. I'm sorry, I didn't see him. I mean, I could take responsibility, but I just didn't see him, so I guess it's kind of my fault. He stopped. We're on the back of Raikkonen then. Everyone has now stopped for mediums. We're up into P15 once again. And we're going to make a massive dive from Raikkonen into turn 1. Almost a dangerous one, but he fixes it quite well by just slotting up behind me and accepting that I'm in front. Of course, he's in the air, but we've got yellow flags ahead then on lap 18. What has gone on here? It's Ocon actually, who's gone around somehow. My replay file was actually corrupted. You can see me save it later on in this video at the end. But it was corrupted, I couldn't replay it anymore, so I would have gotten a replay of what happened, but I'm honestly not sure. I think he just spun by himself, took a little too much curb, but I'm sorry I couldn't get the replay. It'll be fixed in the next video, unless it corrupts again. Which would be suboptimal, but okay. Raikkonen on the outside then, P10 fight. As we once again take the long way around, we're fighting Raikkonen then. And we're going through the corner again, but we've got yellow flags, and Raikkonen is actually falling away! Raikkonen is having an engine failure, well, mid-battle, pretty much. So, he's gone. We've got 3.4 seconds to Leclerc behind, 6.3 seconds ahead of Ocon ahead. We're probably not going to be able to overtake Ocon. Makimi is indeed out then, which is pretty sad, but Leclerc is flying at us. So on lap 21 out of 33 then, he's here in the uphill section. He's going to be overtaking us because, I mean, he's a medium, still on a different strategy, and supposed to be flying really high, so we're not going to be fighting him much. We've now got 2.3 seconds to Ricciardo behind, but we've just lost our points to Leclerc, and we try to make a dive bomb like we've done multiple times already throughout this video. We don't manage, and we actually almost lose the back end there, so that was quite dangerous. We managed to catch it though. 1.5 seconds to Ricciardo now, as of course that little loss of the back end isn't going to help us. Ricciardo is flying at us then, once again in turn 1. It's really my weakness, but he's here again on the outside, and we're just going to stay behind him. There's really no point doing any crazy dive bombs or anything. He's faster on the mediums, different strategy. Same story as usual. We're just going to let him go, as we've got Alonso behind now. And we're on 25% on the left front, so I think we'll be good. But I, once again, didn't see Alonso. I don't know if I was tired or anything, but we've hit Alonso here as well then. He's around. And this is actually going to trigger a safety car, which is quite surprising, because I don't think he hit anyone. But we've got a safety car then, on lap 23 out of 33. 10 laps to go. I've got a couple of cars on mediums behind me who are just going to quickly overtake me after the safety car. So I'm thinking, okay, what's the point? We're just going to go in, get a set of soft tires, and see if we can maybe catch some points still. Because we're going to get overtaken by these guys anyway. So maybe if we go in now for a set of softs, we can overtake enough people to still have a chance at points. That's my thinking pattern here. Alonso is in with us, of course. Not really surprising, because I think he got front wing damage off our crash. But here we are then for a set of soft tires. It's once again a pretty shit stop. 2.9. I don't know what our team is on today, but it's not too great. We're down in P17 now, just behind Schumacher, and Latifi is right there. We are going to stay ahead of him. So we're going to go all the way until the safety car goes in now. Lap 24 out of 33. We've got 7 cars to overtake in around 7 laps. Once the safety car ends. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. We've got 7 laps indeed. We're on the back of Schumacher. Safety car about to restart. But the bad thing for us here is that it's going to restart in this weird chicane for us. And it makes it very difficult for me to have a good getaway. So Schumacher's already 1.1 seconds ahead. 1.2, 1.3. He's flying away. But of course, he's still on hards. I'm on soft. So we are going to be flying at him then quickly. We are going to make a quick move on him. But Latifi is actually flying behind. He's catching up, but he's not going to make the move then. He's still on the hards, just like Schumacher. I mean, did he really stand a chance?
Okay, clear.
And around here I was quite worried, because I didn't expect to fall all the way down to P17. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I made the wrong decision here. Maybe I can't do this, as there's yellow flags ahead. I'm not quite sure why. I think that's Lance Stroll ahead on the Aston Martin. Because they're back markers, Lance Stroll, and there's going to be 2 more, you'll see in a minute. They all need to let the lapped cars by, but they're being so slow that that's actually triggering yellow flags, and he quite spooked me there, so I went off the racing line. But yeah, Stroll being slow, triggering yellow flags, and you're going to see 2 other cars do it. Here we've got, I think that's a Williams, is it? Or it's an Alpine. No, it's the Alpine of Alonso that's being slow here, and it's going to cause another yellow flag, because he's going very slow. But those lapped cars are being quite the pain. But we are going to go through with it then. P16, 6 laps to go. As we also see Mazepin there, once again causing a yellow flag. But that is the last one. We're on the back of Russell. Aitken not so far ahead. So we're going to try to catch up to them though. I really want those positions. I really need those points, as you know. We've been quite unlucky the last 2 episodes. So this could be our best shot at points yet. 5 laps to go on the back of Russell. We're going to dive down the inside. Or are we going to take the outside? No, we're taking the outside, actually. Forcing Russell around the outside in this corner, then. And we're going to take the advantage out of that. As we're now looking on the back of Aitken, then. As we do kind of fuck up this corner again. But it's not too bad, because we're on soft, so we've got a lot of grip. And here we are on the back of Aitken, then. 5 laps still. We've got a green first sector, 84,000 saved. And we're just gonna make the move here. No, we're gonna take it behind. He's still our teammate, of course, so we don't want any crashes or anything. No weird stuff. That's just really not what we want. We're going into the uphill section, still staying behind him then. And he is holding me up. He's slow, he's on hards, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make because I really don't want to crash with our teammate, especially after the last 2 episodes. So we're looking at the hairpin then. We've got massive overspeed, so we are just going to make the dive bomb then, as we've done in classic fashion. And Aitken is giving me the space. Still my teammate, of course, he knows that as well, so he's going to give me the space and not give me a hard time, so I'm way faster. We're on the back of Giovinazzi then, but Gasly is 3.7 seconds behind and on mediums. And normally this wouldn't be an issue, but my car is still slow, of course. He's in an AlphaTauri way better, and he's only 1 compound harder, so I don't know if we can overtake Gasly still. P13 might be the best we can do there, and you saw my racing line going into the pits because my team thought I couldn't make it on these softs today. Literally just planned to stop in for me, but I'm not going to give in to that, of course. There's really no reason. We're on the back of Giovinazzi then at the end of lap 30 onto 31. We're going to try to overtake him on the straight as we take a little too much of the curb there, and the yellow breads, of course, which have been a pain to everyone, I can assume. We're going to save 7/10 then on our fastest lap, which is quite surprising. But we are on the back of Giovinazzi then into turn 1 again, which is of course a great overtaking opportunity on this track. We're going to take it around the outside, and we hit him actually! Oh no! Oh, we may have taken that a little too aggressive, I'm not sure. We've made Giovinazzi spin as well then. So Aitken is now up 1 position, so that's good I guess, that kind of helps our team. But yeah, Giovinazzi, I wouldn't say that's my fault. I think he was there, I was ahead. I don't know, I'd have to look at the replay, but right now I really can't tell. But lap 33 out of 33, then Max Verstappen has won the race. And we're going to come through in P13, like I said. Gasly was just way too fast for us to overtake. We were so close to points. We couldn't quite do it. It was a challenging race. We're still not the fastest team on the grid, of course, so I'm not really surprised or sad about it. It's been a good race. Let's go to the podium.
A real team effort which has paid off in spades. A great victory here at the Spanish Grand Prix. So Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
Here we are then, Max Verstappen once again taking the win. That's his 3rd win in a row actually, also taking the fastest laps and taking that 1 extra point. Perez did quite well actually, he started in P10 but managed to get himself all the way up to P3. We won 2 positions in the end, Jack Aitken won 5 positions. That's actually a pretty good accomplishment from a Formula 2 driver. Sebastian Vettel doing really good then in P7, flying high with Aston Martin, and Lando Norris of course redeeming himself after having 2 or 3 shit races. He's now in P4 taking 12 points home for the McLaren team, which is just great. Mick Schumacher actually in P16 as Giovinazzi got a 5-second penalty. I think because we crashed into him, so that's pretty sad for him. But here we are then, we're saving the replay like I told you, but it corrupted so I couldn't get the replays. But we're in the standings then, we drop down to P10 as we gain no points, and Vettel of course deserved, takes those points just like Norris does. They're both up now. We're down in P10, but not too sad. We're looking strong today, so we might still be able to get some points. Jack Aitken goes up into P18 as he gets a pretty good result today. Mick Schumacher is actually ahead of Nicholas Latifi in the standings, which is pretty surprising. We're dropping down to P8 then in the constructor standings. We are now the bottom team that has points. Williams ahead of Alfa Romeo actually, which is quite surprising. But our first day of a rivalry with Nicholas Latifi, then we line up 4-2, 6-3 total. This should be a pretty easy rivalry, because I mean it's a Williams driver and Williams isn't too fast. But we're going to gain a lot of acclaim, then we're gaining a level ourselves. Just not enough to gain a level with the team, so we're going to slot up just before hitting level 8. And we're going to take home the money from this store like usual, because of course I just did my practice programs like anyone would. 128k, I'll take it, adds to the bonus. and is probably going to a new driver halfway through the season, so I still really do want to fire Jack Aitken. He's just way too slow, and I think we can actually get some good accomplishments still in this season if we sign another driver. But that is going to be it then for today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe and turn your notifications on. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.